Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Um, we're gonna read Colonel Steve Austin's article in his death. Death of General Stephen F. Austin, Texas. In the modest of the prosperity, while rejoicing in the hopes of peace and uninterrupted enjoyment of a free government, is called upon to mourn a loss of one of the most distinguished among her sons, and to substitute a chapel of Cyprus for the glorious wealth of laurel which has heretofore graced her bow, the name of Austin, associated with her earliest existence and his efforts in building her infant colonies and establish their characters and credit abroad is she mainly indebted. He was indeed her patriot and labored for her advance with slanderous care and solicitous of her father. His life is a history of extension and struggles in her behalf, and his last days were spent in the promotion of the same great cause which had constituted the chief aim of his existence. In 1821, General Austin commenced the first settlement on the Brazos, in accordance with the design project by his father, Moses Austin, who, when death was about to arrest his career, rejoined upon his son with parting breath of the prosecution of the enterprise. The hardship and the privilege endured during the first years of the settlement were great enough to have the courage, but in a mind that yielded to nothing short of absolute necessity. General Austin, taking courage from these very difficult and disheartening by nothing which surround him, seeing only the more result and accomplishments of his great purpose. He surveyed personally the Count great to his father, and visit Boxer to have the original grants confirmed in himself, but being defeated, and he traveled up here to the top by land to the city of Mexico, incurring the risk of the great personal danger in the country, no thick populated and infested with hostile savages and bands of robbers. Owing to the unsettled state of politics in Mexico, he was detained a year before the object of his visit was accomplished, and upon his return to Texas, he had the mortification of finding his colony almost entirely broken up for what of his fostering care and protection. Energy, extension, and prudent management, however, soon enabled him to restore its condition of prosperity and eventually to raise it to the dignity of a province within a population of 60,000 souls during the difficult which afterwards arose with Mexico and settlement of the rights of the colony. General Austin was the skillful advocate of Texas, and for his devotion to his interests, suffered imprisonment for the period of some months in city of Mexico. When eventually war became evident, he was among the first to propose separation from the nation which had opposed them and vow of their independence. After the deed was done, he took up arms in behalf of his country and served the commander in chief till his effort in the capture of the city commission of the United States were in need. The success of the mission to this country is well known, and to him in a great measure may it be a tribute, without tempting in the least to despair the service of distinguished gentlemen with whom he was associated with his fame and founder of Texas, his knowledge of the country, its resource and advantage, its moral and physical power, and his extinct devotedness to his interests inspire a confidence in her cause and a sympathy for her situation that would not have otherwise existed. The object of the mission being complete, he returned to Texas upon the election of General Houston to the presidency, was selected as the financier of the Republic station for which he was intimate, suited, and had his life been spared, he would not doubt have succeeded in placing the finance of the country. In the sound of prospect, train in the Texas has lost a hero, patriot, statesman of the first order whose place she can never fill, and those consist of undying service in her behalf have imposed upon her a debt of gratitude that can never be repaired. With her prospect and glory is his memory identified, while the institution he aided and established shall continue to exist. The name Austin will shine conspiracy in the characters of unfading splendor. General Stephen F. Austin died December 25th near Columbia, Texas. And this was in 1837. So a few years later, that we went to battle, have war with Mexico. So, but that's what they said about him. See what else I can find about him. Hold on. Let's see here. Isabel Austin. 1839. Reverend Smith. Okay, well, let's see here. Let's do 1835. Let's see what it says here in 1835. Squire says Colonel Austin. Anything else? It just says that one. Let me see what this one says here. From Texas, the following letter from Colonel Austin to the community of the Vengeance and Safety, dated San Felipe, October 5th, 1835. There is a report just came which I rely on that the Mexicans in Gonzales have been defeated and 10 killed besides the wounded. No loss on our side to fight was in the woods. The enemy had cavalry. All goes on well upward of 100 leaves here today. Some Trinity, 50 will go tomorrow. I think there will be 800 on the frontier in the week. The increase of daily, there are no peace, man, no parties here now. All are warmen. I have remained here because it was thought that I would be of more service to the unit. Opinion in hurry out man. I shall go to the frontier soon. The enemy must cross Nessa before the campaign ends. We will then organize a government of Texas. I recommend dispatch and sending to the United States. Let them know how matter stands and that the country is united and firm and therefore invincible. Yours respectfully, Stephen F. Austin. There's that one. So there's that battle going on. Anything on this side? Nope. Okay, let's see here. Let's say 1835. Brazos. Here we go. A prize. The notorious Thompson has been taken at last. The schooner San Felipe had sailed from the port on the 25th of last month for the Brazos with Colonel Stephen Austin and the other Texans, and even on Tuesday following, she heard firing ahead on near the place. Captain Hurd received the Mexican schooner Coro, commander by Thompson, and the armed sloop engaged in attacking the American brigade Tremont, which was insistent on the steamboat. When the captain heard advance, the Mexican vessel ceased and retreat, and then the steamboat took much of the cargo and most of the passengers on board and brought them into the Brazos. During the night, the Mexican vessel used their sweeper and approached the San Felipe. When Captain Hurd raised the anchor and hoisted the sail, when within the half of the mile, Mexican fired large guns and small as the advance. Hurd waited till they were within musket shot of him and then gave him a volley from the small arm and afterwards a dose from his two cannons, the only one he had on board. Now, San Felipe continued to encounter against both parties for about an hour. When the Mexican retired, next morning San Felipe described a sail ahead and believed it to be Caro. He prevailed on the steamboat to tow him along. Not being able to preserve his distance, Thompson sent an officer and two men, remorse against the captain, her chasing the Mexican armed schooner, but the ambassador or cavalry treated and Hurd fired a gun to make the others surrender. Thompson lowered his flag and Hurd sent a boat to take the Corsair on board and prize crew to take possession of the Coro. The steamboat towed both into Brazos, and Heard, having left there, the San Felipe returned yesterday with her prize in port. None of the crew of San Felipe were injured, but it is said that Thompson received 2 wounds in the thigh, and that his gunner is severely, if not more, wounded. We are in debt to the pilotness of Captain Heard of permitting the details to be conned from to his journal. Well, see, that one I didn't know about. Now they didn't talk about that one in history. Let me see, what's this other one? Stephen Clark. Stephen. All right. Where's that? Yeah, they didn't talk about that history in the books. Let's see here. It's this one. Something new history we learn. I didn't know about that. The battle of that boat. Oh, here we go. You can see that. Okay, so Texas, the subjoined information from Texas reached us yesterday in the extra from the office of New Orleans Americans, where it was received an extra from the office of the Red River Herald at Natchez. From the Red River Herald, extra highly important from Texas. War in Texas. General Kotz landed near the mouth of Brazos with 400 men. Isaac Parker has just arrived from Texas, bringing the intelligence of General Kotz has landed near the mouth of Brazos with 400 men it's hard to read, with the intention of joining the 700 federal troops stationed at San Antonio, Bexar, and marching upon the people of Texas. He has issued a proclamation declaring that he will collect the revenue, disarm the citizens, and establish a military government, and consists the proper of the rebellious Master Johnson and Baker something expressed from San Felipe and that to Natchez. Stephen S. Austin has written several citizens of Natchez that recently to arm, and eventually they have hostile of the flag with the Constitution of 1824 subscribed on it, and 200 free men gather around it, deterring to stand at or fall with it. We joined the following letter from General Houston, for nearly of Tennessee, and the gentleman who brought the intelligence. Interesting. Let's see what else here. You would think somewhere in here they would talk about Davy Crockett. What's it, San Felipe? No, hard to see. It's a paper. Let me see what happened. Let me see something here. See here. There's a lot of stuff, but didn't know. Let's see here. Davy Crockett. See what happens. See if we find Davy Crockett. Did I spell Davy Crockett? Hold on. I think I spelled Davy Crockett wrong. Davy Crockett. Oh, two T's. Okay. C. Okay. I see. All right. Hold on. C. 1 O. Hold on. All right. Shut up. Shut up. It should be Davy Crockett. Hmm? No. That doesn't talk about anything like that. I don't understand. So weird. Davy Crockett. It should be talking about Davy Crockett in there somewhere. What? No way. Huh. Now, wait a minute. Why come they can't come up with David Crockett? Let me see here if I can find it. All right, let's do this. Try this again. Because it should be David Crockett should be in there somewhere. Ah, here we go. 18 Crockett. No, we don't want that Crockett. Let's see here. Colonel Crockett. Yeah. 1844. 1844. Okay. Thomas Davy. No. Oh. Canal boat. Colonel Crockett. Okay, let's try something else here. Colonel Crockett. Let's do Colonel. Let's see what happens. Colonel Crockett. Colonel David Crockett. Kind of weird. Peter Jones, David Crockett. What's this one say? What is this? Colonel highlights. Peter Jones. That's a different Crockett. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, that's I don't know. Just different year. 1839. Oh, that's kind of weird. It should be. Well, who knows? Hey, Jason. But I'll find it and stuff. So I'll talk to you guys all later. So, bye now.